Good evening friends and welcome to den traditionella bondedemokratin 2 and on the loading screen. To begin with, as is the tradition, and of course it's also the tradition. What do we have here? This is grosshandlarens premiumlager. Svensk tradition. Grosshandlarens. Yes. Cheers. Not bad at all. 50 centiliters, and pretty strong too, so that's very good. The music is just a little bit, there we go. Right, it is the 26th of June, we're right in the middle of summer, and the things are going on. Are things going well? I'm not sure. They have to be finished. One worker in the food factory, so I don't think it's going that well. And shouldn't there be a train in here waiting to load up on the food, even though there isn't any, but still. You're on your way there. Right, maybe you should come here. You have been. You don't wait. For the moment, we're going to have to ask you to wait. Because it will take a little bit of time to fill up. Yes. And please don't eat too much out there at the moment. What's this? Well, there's a bus. Oh, it's working for the... it's building on the heat exchanger. Very good. Look at this. How is the pipe is coming too? You don't have any steel here, but some of you do. I think that you got it covered, more or less. Oh, look, the thing is finished. The storage thing is finished. I mean, we could, the thing that we want comes out of here, is stored here or comes out of here. We could build a conveyor, although conveyors require mechanical components and they are in very short supply at the moment. In fact, they are in no supply at all, I think, and I'm afraid. We can have a look here. No, they have mechanical components. Construction of will have all resources. Where do you get your mechanical components? Alvaret Road Cargo Station. Ah, yes. I drove a train in here, didn't I? No. There aren't any mechanical components here. Indeed, the source is without mechanical components. But I thought that this would be, not filled in. If that was the case. Like so. But no. It is that it doesn't have a source of workers at all. No, not that it has a current problem. But there should be in here. There isn't, but there should be coming. The train, is it 26 tons? It has on board, and it's can come to here now. 26, yes, that ought to last us a while. Because that will make it available to everyone that relies on this place for mechanical components. And many do. And another idea was to, instead of changing all the construction offices around, to use this as a source for steel, we could track it over here. It's to this place where they are accustomed to finding it. As an alternative. What was this bus doing here? What is this Katsinchad bus platform? directly to the steel mill. Not sure about that. You know, that's probably not something that we want to engage in at the moment. It's not for much gain. We should also maybe be a bit more careful with the meat here, because you, Alvaret, you are still waiting around here, and you have been waiting around here for some time. This is not going quick. We have one slaughterer. What do you say? One person working there, and they have grain, but we don't have any people working here. No, this line, that is the... What? Anyway, this one... No. What? Hello? Allvarligt mat och sånt, indeed. That's the one. No. I clicked the other window first, you know, to have that disappear. We only have 2 vehicles there at the moment. Maybe you should have more. I think you should have one more. At least. Maybe even 2. What does it do here? Is this actually a bit of gravel road? No, why are you taking... Of course you're taking this route. Yes, it only makes sense. Right. Yes, this is very helpful. You can see the terrible state of the roads. Right, this is finished. Or if I'm paid for it, I don't know. It's there anyway. So what we could do... Have I done that already? No. You know, how is this working out, do you think? Should we be more specific about this? You cannot store export coal. You cannot store export coal. Well, if that's the case, we should fire the steel mill up. How much iron do we have? 1,200 tons. So we should fire the steel mill up, and we should do it with workers from here. There are many here, but there should only really be 2. 3. 2? That's only 2. You know, you could swing by, if we were to extend this line a little bit. You could, after going there, you could go here, say. How would you accomplish that? By going here, probably, and then turning around, and then making a stop by the steel mill. Yes, just in case there are any left. We want some here, and a little bit here, or a bit more maybe, but not that much more. Only now and then people will actually get to the steel mill and the thing. But yes, there we go. And one more bus for you too. I think that we're already having a bit too many buses on that bus platform in relation to the people living in close relation to it. Yes. Well, as it looks right now, it looks pretty good. How are they doing with the... they're doing quite alright with the children creation. Citizen creation, yes. And Is the air conditioning still working? Yes, it is. Very nice. 35 degrees outside and 24. Very good. They cannot get meat. No. I'm aware of this. However, this thing... Yes, it is very important here that we get working on this, workers. Why aren't you transporting people up here? And you're transporting people all over the place. Unfinished heating pipes. You're going to the heating plant, eventually. Maybe we should get a few more buses for that construction thing. 2 more? That's 2 more. Here. This should... I realize this was not a good naming thing. We should have CO. We know that it is construction office, otherwise, you know, when you see it in the schedule and you see workers, what the hell? What is that? You would think it is a source of workers, at the very least, but then you would find out, no, it's not a source of workers. In fact, it's not a source of anything. It's a construction office. It's a user of workers, if anything. Oh, here, look at this. Here's our first car. Happening to be driving along. The first car we ever built. Our first BMW. I really wish they'd have an odometer here, you know. We could see how many kilometers it had went. Now we're making a stop at the coal mine. Towards the sea. Right, do we have time for this? You know what, I'm not sure, because I don't have anything to judge it by. This thing needs to be completed before winter. Yes, I tell you that much. And preferably we should have a bus stop up here as well, but we don't. We could get one. But then we don't want to build anything else right now. We want to focus on this place. If you could. But what I would want is a little dumper truck. Yes, one dumper. One dumper, yes, one dumper. That's what we want, because to bring a bit of coal up the mountain to where the heating plant is so conveniently located. This wouldn't happen to be dumpers, would it? Yes, it would. That's most excellent. Out here, this seems very dark. No, not... Sure, we put you there, and we only need one of these. It's heating coal, is what it's going to do. But I did do a silly thing and selected just one that I could not actually schedule to do anything. Because this was the only one that was not reassigned to a vehicle's depot rather than anything else. I have one. Yes, and there are parking spaces available. Fantastic. What you're going to do is you're going to go from the coal heap, which is here. And you're going to load on coal, asphalt, coal. Yes, and don't unload anything. and then you go up the mountain to this place where you unload it, and you can wait. And no, you don't do that, but you go there instead. Do we have time for things like this? Smelling the roses a bit? Yes, we do. Otherwise, what's the point? You're doing a U-turn. You are going to refute. Maybe. This would be a very good choice for it. But no. You needed to go the other way. Or something. Where are you going? By the way. Because out here, you know, there are not that many roads. Heating code. So what are you doing? As you go into this gas station, was there no fuel in this one? I see. Have the trains gotten unstuck yet? No. Or they've gotten stuck again? Yes, excuse me, but I have not changed anything on my railroad. Thank you very much. And now all of a sudden trains are doing this. Which they shouldn't be. What are you doing? Electrical components. As you can also go back. This is not working out. Let's have a look at this. There is one train there. But you're waiting. Yes, you're clever enough to wait. But you see, you cannot go up there. Where do you want to go anyway? Stockholm. Well, unless I've done something stupid, a much more efficient route. Or stupid, I might have intentionally made them take a different route. It would not be. No, but this. Why do you want to go in there? Why do you want to take that route? Because you are going to have just the same problem, you know. Well, it is you that is having the problem. We could make this one way, I suppose. So that they may only go downwards here. Because that's what most trains seem to want to do anyway. It's just you that are silly. Well, you know what we do? We take you and we flip you around. You can go to anywhere really, but here would be good. Go to Katzinchad. And then we do that instead. Yes, and this is now one way. No, don't want this to be one way. You want it to be two way. That's why we have this incredibly clever thing. Well, they will find different ways then. Won't they? Yes, they will. Which way were we going now? That way. Yes, I saw it. A way that would allow this to be double-tracked effectively. Without that much effort. Crossing is certainly allowed. Yes, thank you, Save. Your timing is impeccable. There we go. Yes, except that when the construction trains show up, well, they will. I think they will find a way back. No, they won't. Cause this is one way now. It's this, but never mind. Let's see if they pick it up, and it may not be something that we want to waste steel on at the moment. Anyway, no. But our train's moving again, please. You're still standing here. 261 tons. They are pretty set for. Tirov, not so set for. Oskarshamn, they are completely empty. Beate is completely empty. Olna, pretty decent. Pidansk, Sinchad. Varstok is completely full for some reason. But you are heading to Beates as soon as you can, but it's going to be... You go to Oskarshamn then. You're sort of on the wrong place on the network to get to there, because you are here and you want to go here. And here. And they will have to do something along the lines of... they will probably do something quite silly and interesting. Because they have a line here to choose from. To choose if they would want to, which they could use. And we won't know. And the clock is ticking for winter, goddammit. We don't have time to sit around watching trains. I'm absolutely certain about that. No. But if it would get going any day now, then it would be an easier choice. It would, but it's... there's a train ahead of it, somewhere. And it's... yes, it's up here somewhere. There it is. Something is on fire. An oil rig in Suralava. Where is that? Yes, but I don't think that we have firefighters here. No, we don't. Where do you usually get your firefighters from? Firefighters for the oil. From Katsinchad. Yes, that is going to prove a little bit difficult at the moment. And for a long time to come. It's not really spraying any water though, because there are no firefighters. That means that the fire engine is standing here and will burn with the thing. No, a space for vehicles is on fire. But here there should, here we should have actual firefighters in the fire station, should we not? Where's the fire engine? It's not this fire station that is taking it. Which one is it then? I don't know, but here they come. It comes. It's a bit of a response time, this. Maybe you should have a shortcut here, just for future reference. And if we're going to make it a shortcut, we might as well try and make it a good one. There we go. Did we get any firefighters? Yes, lots of them. That's more like it. That oil rig is toast, unfortunately. Oh, the other one, this one. Yes, you can go home now, little fire engine, or you will be destroyed as well. That is not necessary. Wonder if you still lose all the pipe as well, or if you get to keep that now and that we can delete them in segments, you know. Yes, well, would you burn down? Well, yes, it is going to burn down. But nevertheless, no, we can still not hold these. I think that's intentional at this point. Have we gotten any coal here yet? No. The truck did take us a very strange route indeed. You know, up here we need a setup of 2 bus stops, because this place may not need a whole lot of workers, but it needs them very steadily indeed. Oh, here comes the first load of coal in. I would have thought that this would have been covered by, as we can see if the pipe stayed or not. The pipe stays. But it is here. Oh, it is finished. It is finished. Very good, very good. And it's July. Plenty of time to spare. Yes, we need a setup of 2 bus stops here, and this is... it makes a lovely sound, but you're gone. Sound or not. Wasn't it that you could get rid of this pile by bulldozing the pile, or by clicking it with the bulldozer? I don't know. Somewhere here we'll have a setup of two little bus stops. Or well, one proper one and one tiny one. Yes. Like that. Or and just so they get going on this as quickly as possible. This we don't need. Do that. Here we are not going to have any workers. And of course mod platform station, bus stop tiny. This is tiny indeed. I thought to do it eventually. Is the heating pipe now connected? Well, it is connected to there. Very good. That ought to mean... Right, it also goes down there. Does it not? Yes, it does from this place. This place is hopefully not going to be necessary. No, it is not going to be necessary. 60 gigajoules of heat you can do. How much do you do? 210. That's like a lot more. 30 workers. Well, here I can understand why it takes workers. You have to shovel the coal. Because I suppose that's how you do it. Yes, we have a conveyor here, but to get it onto the fire, we need 30 people. Yes. Some coal has shown up even. You have electricity. You know, I think that if we just brought some workers in here, it would be able to pull the coal it needed out of there. Maybe. Maybe it would. But this is quite a mess that you have managed to build here. Yes, and right now it's all fine with the voltage on it and such, but later on it will not be so fine. You seem to be waiting for this one. You know what, you're going to continue to wait for that one. Because that's for allvaret, and what you other people do here, I don't know. Baukausk. Do you know where that is? Yes, that's for Damsaliga. Actually, we have people in Damsaliga. But Katinshad, we certainly don't have any people. This is also Katinshad. No, Damsaliga road cargo station has... What is Baukausk? Yes. Katinshad, it says, not... I don't know. Never mind. We're waiting for... This one is waiting for meat. For the workers of allvaret. And those are the most important workers we have. They are. However, what we would want is one of these. Another one of those. Or you redo this a bit. Well, what we'd want to do is we want to connect this pipe to this pipe. If we could do that, that would be magnificent. And I think we could here. Maybe we remove, as I know it was just finished. Sorry. No, it would not fit, of course not. Come on, you want to fit in here. I promise you want to do that. Because if that's the case, then we can try and do something like this then. Right. Yes. And yes, of course, this one is not really necessary that much anymore. Because that one is taking whatever that did. Must. These don't take workers to know. Yes, that was 31 tons of steel there. It was, but this we should perhaps shut down if we could get some workers. We need workers up here. Yes. We were going to have a new line for this very purpose. Maybe you simply do this, and you go here. No, you're not finished, but eventually you go there. You know what we could have done is we screw this line, custom line, that does not have any stops and is not called anything. Here, the special consultants. You're full of people. You don't really need to be, but okay, very good. You can, after that you've been down there, you can go up here. Unload. Are we producing bricks? Really? Do we need to be doing this? Do we not have enough bricks for whatever we need? How much bricks does one need? We have 3,000 tons. At the great value of, what is it here? It's, 14 million rubles, or $17 million. Okay. Pipe pumping station in Baraslav. No, it's not going to be possible to save this one either. Yes, and we're going to lose this fire truck too. It's just the way it is. We're going to lose so much infrastructure to the flames that it's not going to be funny. No. Do we get 2 growing seasons in? I don't suppose we could do. We do get 2 harvests in. No. 1 person in the brewery. No one in the food factory. Train is here. Train is hungry. Train has got alcohol on board for some reason. No, just food. You see, that's 4 tons of beer now that we are going... maybe not going to have such a hard time getting rid of, because we keep those in the same place. We could even use the same... No, we cannot, because that screws up over time. And here, what are you missing? Mechanical components you're missing. Isn't the train in yet? Hasn't the train been in yet? With the mechanical components? No. Where is it then? Well, it is moving. Oskarshamn warehouse. It has been here. Oh, you're telling me that it has been here and unloaded. I think it has, and you've already gotten rid of all of it. Well, you used it all. Oskarshamn warehouse. I cannot open that up, apparently. Can't you usually get those? Wait, no. Okay, no, maybe not. I'm pretty sure you can. Maybe not when the vehicle was opened from another warehouse. I don't know, but there you have it. The source is without mechanical components. Yes, we are working on it. How much mechanical components do you need to build these pipes? Because to me, it shouldn't take that much for a pipe. A pipe is not that mechanical in its nature. this is overstretching things a bit, I think, that we're trying to do here. Maybe just ever so slightly. You have a bit of hot water, but you're not. Oh, 92 workers in the oil refinery. Really, that's really good. It's even, I mean, considering there is one person or no persons in the food factory, it seems a bit unbalanced. It seems a bit poor balance, actually, to have it this way. Yes. Not all of you are currently in... Never mind. We'll find it in here. Allvarligt petroleum. As you see, two buses might be a bit much on this. Yes, it burnt down. What do you know? That means most of that oil field is offline now. I think that's quite alright. There's nothing that we need to... What we need to worry about are the goddamn mechanical components for the pipes here. And also, did this mean... yes, you managed to pull in the coal, even though it is without power supply here. Maybe you won't get enough coal. Maybe you will. Who's to say? Here is like a lot of industry that doesn't quite have heating neither now, does it? Here's a heat exchanger. Here's something. Here's one of these things that don't work that well. Should we get rid of it then? Yes, we should. And see if we can't get a pipe and connect it to where? Up here? Yes, that was what I had in mind. But looking at it now, it looks like it may be a little bit too long. Hill is causing obstruction. Don't go too tall here now, please. It overlaps with some other infrastructure. Yes. It overlaps with plenty of other infrastructure. There is no way that we're going to make it. Other infrastructure in the way or not. This is going to be... We made it. $85 tons of steel and 10 tons of mechanical components. 10 tons? 10 tons? How much was that train bringing in? Not nearly enough. You see, this time it worked, but you have quite a bit actually laying about there. We could get a bit more. Yes, it's for winter. Sure you understand. You see, we need to keep an eye on this train, because when it has loaded up, we need to ask it to go here immediately and not to do its tour all over the place. And Hansasino, we still hope that we're all right for Hansasino for the coming winter, do we? And it has arrived. going to Alvaret to unload in a little moment. Are you heated? Yes, you are. By the electrical heating plant that we're going to tear down. Is that the only thing that you're heated by? It would seem so. Yes, we're going to need another heat exchanger here, somewhere. Because the hospital, for example, it does not have... it does not have... Now, you come here, please. Yes, we need, instead of this, which is not working, so we shall tear it down. Yes, let's not have it in the way. Maybe it's working, but it requires an enormous amount of electricity for the and workers for the amount of heat that you get out of it. Turns out it isn't economical even when you have a nuclear power plant to use the electricity for heat. Apparently. But do you think you can get the heat exchanger in there? It would be very handy place for it. Is what it would be, but it's too large. You're absolutely certain? I'm pretty certain. Even if we could do this somehow, which may not be as impossible as it looks currently, although it is pretty impossible. We couldn't get the pipe on, but here maybe. Yes, this would work if it wasn't for the power line. Damn power line. In the way. Why is that not connected to there? That's a question for a later date. I promise you can build due to infrastructure here. You just need to think about it a bit and consider your alternatives, which aren't that many. You're just going to get in here. You're just going to do this. It's just how it's going to be. It is flat. Yes, we can't do anything. See, this is fitting here. It is fitting here. It just is. We can argue for a while, but in the end, I think we already know who's going to win. Well, the rules of the game engine don't quite bend, no matter how stubborn you are. Although, if you are stubborn enough, you might just be able to find that one point where it will do it. Oh, damn it, apparently not. What if we are building this heat exchanger here? Well, if you want to build it here, I think that you have to tear down something that people might be attached to slightly. This is ridiculous. This should definitely be possible to do. But fine, screw this too then. If we think that did anything, it didn't do anything. But well, I told you it was going to fit in here, one way or other. Yes, and we don't need fancy road to this. We just need a simple. Let's see here. Where is it that we want to go? We want to go to this pipe. at least these heating pipes are not so fiddly about where they are intersecting with other infrastructure and where they're pillars. They're not called pillars, I don't think, but you know what I mean. They are actually happy to adjust according to what's below or something. They have to do that. Otherwise it would not be so smooth to get this in. And apparently you want to come work here in great amounts. Perhaps we don't need just that many workers here. We could have a little bit fewer and we could still, I think, quite make it. This is, I need to, pardon me for a bit, pardon the noise here for a bit. This is rather painful, actually, here. There we go, now it's hopefully slightly less painful. Yes, it is. Yes, it is slightly less painful. Slightly less painful. Now the disturbing, the unregular disturbing noises should be ceased and back to only the regular disturbing noises. I wonder if what I want to do. Yes, what I want to do is get a footpath through here and also a road here, but that's not going to happen. Nope. No, it's not. And then you see the problem is that this is of no use. They haven't gotten anything here yet. It's alright. See, if we move this back just a little bit. Like that, maybe. That might... Yes, whatever. Get the pipe plugged back in there. Yes. And a footpath from here. It could be possible. Yes. And like that. We see, very popular immediately. Building is without power supply. Right, we did tear down a little bit of medium voltage here, didn't we? Did we tear it down all the way to the transformer? I suppose we did. $500,000, sure. Sold, and there you have electricity back. Now there is still all sorts of industry here that is not connected to the heating things. And if people get cold when they are at work, they will get sick and then they will die. That was evident here, made evident here last winter. Any day now, any year now, they'll be finished with this truck. It's taken 2 years so far. Or, well, 1 and a bit. But this is good. This is working. This is not. Yes, 41 workers, 28 engineers. This is working very good. 16 megawatts. Yes, we'll see what happens in winter. Yes, are all you people out here? At least, yes, when it is 27 degrees outside, you have 24 inside. That's good. These somehow manage to stay even colder than ambient temperature. Well, it is no, it is a heating plant, so I don't know how they would do that. Oh yes, and wouldn't you know it, it's another pipe pumping station in Suralava. Yes. Well, you know what, screw all of you. And here one stood. And you're not doing any good anyway. You're just standing there and not pumping. But you're still pumping. You're the only one still pumping here. Yes, this area has been a bit stricken by the fires. We have more from the soundtrack. Yes. And we had paved roads and everything out here. Huh. Well, we can only cross our fingers and hope for the best here that this actually gets... This is not assigned to any construction office. All right. Well, I suppose it will be when this gets finished, the first bit. Ah, it goes to there. Isn't even connected here. Yes, this. Although at this rate, it will take a little time. Oh, look, the mechanical components has arrived. Yes, train. We're going to have to do the same thing again. Does anyone else have mechanical components laying about? Well, they do actually have here. Load. Sernakova, isn't that down at de saliga here? By de saliga. Is this... They don't need mechanical components. Stockholm. You have 20 tons. You could keep that maybe for a while. And Sernakova will empty out completely. One thing that has me a bit worried here is the food supply, because we haven't seen that great amount of workforce in the food factory, have we? No. Food? 194 tons, you say? That's good. That's like really good. And how are you doing, the survivors? 31, I think. We used to have a few more. But you are actually really happy, and your health is good as well. Do you have children? Yes, you do. They will not manage to go to school. I regret. Well, we could not stretch them any thinner. No, there is one firefighter. There is one person at the heating plant. And is this apparently covered by this one? Good. Yes, another pipe pumping station burnt down. Is this working? This is quite important nowadays. It might be. How are you moving? Yes, you are moving. Very good. Then it is working. You have just been and done something nasty, haven't you? Has left something nasty out here in the woods. Haven't you? Well, maybe. Would you do the sensible thing and go for a refuel now that you're passing by? Oof, I'm impressed. And you better enjoy it while it lasts, you know, before it burns down. What was that? Huh. Right, here used to stand something. A great big chemical plant. If we want chemicals, we can always fire up one of these. But you see, now that we only have one bus, we have 11 workers. Do we have more workers at the food factory? Eight. Yes, and we also need to change your route around a bit here, because Molna, you don't need to go to Molna. We can remove that. But this is, for the moment, it's not the Western food train, it is simply food train. Four times. Food train. And then you are, after you have been here, you could well go to Beates, and after Beates you go to Stockholm. Apparently I've learned that it has been renamed now, not calling it Husqvarna anymore. There you go, unload a bit of food, not everything. But not, no, that's the wrong way around. There you go. And then we wanted to go, if anything's left. It's a very long way away here, but yes, and I'm a little bit confused now. Trirov. Yes, we're closing in on it. This is the warehouse that we want to go to. But 36 tons you got so far on board. They have plenty. They have not so plenty, but they have a bit. And they have plenty. A kindergarten in Molna. That will burn down. And I will continue to lose fire engines in this way too. In addition, as if the buildings themselves were not enough. How is the population? 9,800. We actually increased a bit over the year here. I wonder if this graph will stay like this forever. I think it might. And it wouldn't be so bad, except that this is screwed up too. Yes, it is a bit screwed up. Or messed up, or something. I suppose, this is what happens when you... Don't do this. Don't do what I did. There's a reason that you can't enable seasons on an existing game. Well, there are many reasons. But this would probably be one of them. Well, this is due to starting a new game. Well, if you look at it the other way, Mr. Game Developer, you say that it's impossible to enable seasons on an existing game because it affects so many things. Right, but it is possible to start a new game, a completely new game, over an existing game. with actually very few issues relating to that as such. What we do have issues relating to is everything that follows. For example, for introducing the concept of winter to a well-established kingdom here. Well, no, it's 1980, Soviet Republic. Yes, Soviet Republic. Yes, you burned down. The kindergarten burns quickly, apparently. And you are waiting here. You're the booze train. Yes, as long as the clothing train is not coming in, you can wait here. But it will probably want to come in at some point. Unless again all the trains are standing around somewhere. Oh, there's a train rolling. That's always a good sign. There's another one rolling. That's a very good sign then. I think the railroad is working. But I mean, the last of the summer month is just about to go and leave us. How are we doing for this season? Well, this doesn't look that great. It doesn't have a construction officer sign to it. Ah, I see. This is going to be expensive then. Because I cannot build this. 3 million rubles or $4 million. 3 million rubles. I don't understand how it managed to build that bit, but not the other. And no, it's not because I put in that's intentional. It's supposed to be that way. It helps with the flow of energy. Do we have the same problem here? I think that we do. That's not good. This is getting expensive. 2.3 million more. Okay. And I have fiddled about to get mechanical components in here and everything for you. And this is the thanks you get. These people are procreating. It's very good. They have plenty of kindergartens and schools available to them. I mean, you could... 60 out of 55 children here. Do you have... You do not have a great amount of heat. We don't want children to freeze to death now, do we? No. But I think as an easier solution to this problem is to close this down. Maybe. Because these... yes, they can still walk to these up here. So we shut it down and open up one of these instead. What is it this time? Ansasino, that should be rescuable. It was. What is this? Okay. Why? How did this happen? Someone has not been following the rules. Electronics. Go back from whence you came, or bricks. Yes, why don't you go to anywhere but here? Stockholm. Yes, sure. Turn around. This should not be possible. This railroad has worked for 30, 60 years, something. This is due to the new trains algorithms for things. Much of it, or it might also be due to me fooling around with asking the trains to go different places, but I don't think I've done so with the electronics train, you know. I think this is not a safe distance for rail travel. We should realize now. Why does it not turn green here? Because there's all sorts of stuff going on here, and it's only until there. Oh, it's when it reaches there that it gets the green, yes. That's why. You're jerking it along there. Very good. September, you say. September, yes. Are there any more preparations to be done for winter? This is complete. Very good. The thing here, this bus, you do all sorts of things. But instead of going to the heating plant, you're going here. And you... don't go there. Do not load, though. And here you work there and there, and you work there and there. Yes. Oh, autumn is coming. Look, we have these things. God damn it! Snowplows. How many snowplows have we built so far? Don't tell me that we're going to have to buy snowplows. We're still working on that truck. Click to prioritize. You can finish this first, but it has taken a very long time. Yes, you see, here is another one of these. You need some vehicles. Yes, we're buying them. There's nothing else for it. We can make our own in time, and these are that's almost all the money gone. Now we can only buy 2 more for down here, and I think that we're going to want a bit more than 2 down here. Maybe we should have been a bit more careful with the rules. But we could always get more rubles. That's easy. That is in fact incredibly easy. Let's see if we could get an open hull here. A flatbed, rather. Well, if we can't get that, then it's going to prove quite difficult. But you know, something like this. Say you were to go... we only have large vehicles now that cannot really be easily loaded onto. But say you were to go here, could you load these damn Jävla trådbussar. These wire buses. Could you load them up and go sell them? Maybe. It is 30 degrees and the grass is turning brown. I don't think it works quite like that, you know. 8th of September, it's still quite green usually. The weather here is a little bit unsettling. It's not quite what you're accustomed to. It's incredibly hot in the summer and it's incredibly cold. And I really mean incredibly cold in the winter. If last, the only winter that we've been through so far is anything to go by. But the 2 summers have been eerily similar in weather. Yes, food. 59 tons. Haven't you? You know, let's go down here instead and have this end of the album. Yes, it is sorted alphabetically. You know, around here would also be quite handy, I would think, to have one of those road service things. But where the hell would you put it? You wouldn't, preferably. We could tear down a bit here of things. Remember now this time, please, to turn the electricity back on. The reason you forget is that you want to build whatever it is that you tore the electricity down to make room for first. Yes. Or build, or at least plan it in, or whatever it is you do. Like that, say. And then you remember that, right, we tore down electrical wire to get room for that, or to make room for that. And that's why we're putting that back here. Like that. That doesn't look right to me. It wasn't right. I should not have paid for it with rubles, no. That was the wrong choice. The dollars. Yes. Is there a reason for this not being connected here? And is that a good reason? It might be. It could be. That's still rubles. Are we are having people working in the livestock farm? Is that the case too? Look at all these trucks. I think that yes, most of them are leaving with full loads. But this is what I was talking about. Imagine here in the autumn when all the trucks come in with the harvest, and it's we're full. We've been full since June here. Because we have fields and farms for 32,000 people at least, probably quite a bit more even, and we are about 10. We are not even 10. Something is on fire. Electrical components factory. Oh God, no. Please don't burn down. No, you should be safe. You should be very safe. This is a good one. This fire station. Should we really be spending this much effort on making electrical and mechanical components at this time? Electrical components and electronics, I mean. Well, kind of, because if we don't get the television station out to the people, they're going to be a little bit sad. Even though I think it is quite rubbish still. Or not still, it simply is rubbish at the moment. That was a brownout in Stockholm. You, for example, where do you get your electricity from? You get it from two places. This one, which does not have any voltage whatsoever. And this one, which is sort of the same deal, similar deal. It could be that you're hanging off the same circuit. It could be. This is very difficult to see. Here now, don't tell me that this is the wire that goes and feeds this. Yes, this. Crap. Now we want to be really careful here, as not to get rid of something that we don't want to get rid of. We only want to get rid of this crappy wire, and only the one that we are currently engaged in redesigning. Yes, you should now have no volts. Very good. Or well, not very good, but this might help for future. Something like this. Is that where? Yes, that was where we came from. And then there, and yes, you see, we managed to sell a few trolley buses. Is this? I don't even dare look. Fire station here. No firefighters. Do you ever get any firefighters in here? Stockholm bus platform. I don't suppose anyone is living within reach here. One person. 39. Every now and then, maybe. What happened? I was wasn't I intercepting some open hull carrying such as this? Yes. We managed to get you up here. Do we have a trolley bus depot available, you think? If I could get the visual feedback, thank you. If I could keep it, you. There it is. You have a new stop. It's there, but you don't do nothing. I cannot tell it to unload. I cannot tell it to unload at the depot, so it doesn't work, and this is not suitable. Tell me, please, how the hell am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to get to use my own trolley buses? I suppose you're not supposed to ask questions like that, because then the game crashes on you. That's what it does. So I suppose, yes, 1.5 hours, give or take. It's yes, it's been enough. Friends, thank you so very much for watching. Autumn is here. Winter will be coming. I don't know how we will fare. I hope that we will fare better than we did last year. We'll find out. Good night.